Shalom, brothers and sisters. I want to do a quick little video on, again, our cooking situation because I didn't really touch on that in full. But anyway, so I have the stove. This is our stove, and it's on right now. I have the water boiling. The water been on there for 20 minutes. Now that I had enclosed, you can't see the fire or nothing because as I had explained in the previous video, how it's all fiberglass then around with the pipe on the inside. So when I take first I'm gonna let y'all see the inside of the pot, and it's boiling water. It's been on for 20 minutes. So, you gotta constantly run tests on this type stuff because you need to know prior to this cooking. Let me say this. This cooking is specifically for summer, for the spring, summer, and fall cooking. This is the cooking right here. This is the stove. I'm gonna show y'all the inside of the pot. Can y'all see that water boiling? Let me cut my headlamp. I need for y'all to see that real good. See that water boiling? Now that's 20 minutes. The first time I did it, it took a half an hour. Alright, but I'm going to sit my camera down for a second so I can take this pot off the stove. Let me put my lid back on. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me get this situated. Only got two hands. Alright, so this is the stove. Y'all see how the water was boiling. I'm going to sit this down, take the stove off. Now, this is where it's going to be when we're using it. We're going to keep everything right here in the concrete section. So, with the fireplace next to that, in the summertime, this is what we'll be using. In the summertime, the whole summer, we're going to take the vent out so all of the air, because this is just natural for my house. I can't speak for nobody else's house, but cold air in general works like this anyway. Cold air is heavy and it drops down. So the cold air from upstairs will drop down the steps and come into here, and then anything that's in here will push out through the vent. So you gotta have a way in and a way out. So the whole summer, that'll be open as a window. So like a window, because all of the other original windows are closed off. But make a long story short, I'm going to sit my camera down for a second. I'm going to take this off and then show y'all. All right, so I'm sitting the camera down now. We have UV gloves. I bought UV gloves right now. I'm using, these are my fireplace gloves. So the gloves I'm using right now is my fireplace glove, but we actually have UV gloves for the cooking. All right, so now see how it is. Too much heat on my phone. But see how it is. See how it's all concentrated, but you can't see it from the side. Can't even tell it's on. That's because I got all of the fire streaming straight. Let me cut the light off so y'all get a better look. See how I got the metal piece around on the inside? That's like I said, to give it jets. So the fire is actually jetting straight up. It can't go. Heat could go out the opposite directions. But the fire, everything is jetting up. But, of course, everything in there is getting hot because the heat is on. So this is it right here. This is our late spring, summer, fall cooking scenario right here. This is what we're using. So this is it, brothers and sisters. And this is part of our 4-season cooking. But anyway, so that's kerosene. So I'm getting an extra wick. Actually, I'm going to get a fiberglass wick so I can, the fiberglass wicks don't burn out. That's a cotton wick. Cotton wicks burn out. So, but anyway, so this is the kerosene. We got two. This one I'm just starting to fill up. This one is filled. It's 55 gallons. We're going to do 55 gallons, and then that'll be it. Well, actually, I got 3 of those. So I'm going to fill those 3 up, put those off. After I'm using those to fill up the 55-gallon, got to take the 3, get that, come back, fill that up until it's all filled. So I'm going to fill those 3 that I have of those, put those off after I get that completely filled up. But those 2, I got to strap them down. It's going to be a great earthquake. So, but anyway, the name of this video is called Too Spread Out. Too spread out. And that's what you don't want to be. Because I hear a lot of people spreading out their preps. They too spread out. You know what I'm saying? And when you're too spread out, you're not going to have enough of anything because you got too much of everything. So you want to narrow everything down to specifics. You know what I'm saying? But when you got propane tanks, you got kerosene, you got gasoline, and all of these things, you got to store all of that. And at the same time, you ain't really got enough kerosene. At the same time, you ain't really got enough propane because you got too much of everything. A little bit of too much of everything, but not enough of all of one thing or 2 things or 3 things. But keep it narrowed down because if you don't, you're going to find yourself jammed in the end. But this is only going to run for 4 years, so take heart. But anyway, so this is the cooking, brothers and sisters. Man, that thing is hot. When I tell you that thing is hot. But it jets up, so that's a jet stream. That's why you can't see it from the side. From the side, you can't even tell it's on. That's because the pipe is in it. The fiberglass installation. Fiberglass don't burn. Therefore, it's wrapped around, stuffed in. But as y'all can see, I have a little gap so it can breathe. So as the heat coming up, it won't suffocate. So you gotta have as it's coming up. Let me show y'all on this side. All right, see where y'all can see the gate at the top. So I don't have the pipe run. As you can see, the pipe is red hot. But anyway, I don't have the pipe running all the way to the top. Like I said, it needs to breathe. You know what I'm saying? And it's an inch. All together, it's a half an inch wide around the actual heater itself, so it's not snug up on it. It's so it can breathe. Everything is about oxygen when you're dealing with fire. But anyway, so that's our stove, brothers and sisters. And again, we're only gonna have to use it now that I see that it took 20 minutes to do that. At the most, anyway, it was only gonna be an hour a day. Once a day. Y'all see them flames jumping up out of there? I just cut it off because that's what I was doing. See them flames jumping up out of there? Like I said, it gives it more like a jet stream fire, so the heat is not going everywhere. It's focused. You know what I'm saying? It's focused. I don't know if y'all can see the steam coming off of that, but this is how we're going to be cooking. But again, the whole point of this is not being, as y'all can see, I cut it off. All right, so the whole point of this is not being too spread out. You don't want to have your stuff too spread out. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then find out, you know what I mean? You got a whole bunch of really nothing because you only got a little bit of everything. You need to narrow it down to, this is to whoever. Narrow it down, be specific, and then work on specifics. And don't be too spread out. And this is what's going to cause a lot of people a lot of hurt. But anyway, again, it's only going to be 4 years, brothers and sisters. This is what the king promises. And I'm rolling off of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to show y'all, brothers and sisters. Again, if we was using this in the summertime, mainly in the summertime, man, we'll be cooking down this joint because you got to get it up to 200 or something degrees to cook. Just to boil that water right there. You see how much water is in the pot? I got a line on it. So anyway, it's 16 cups. 16 cups. You got not only heat the pot, but you got to heat the water that's in the pot. And I had tried through my electrical system, but that wasn't sufficient. So this is what I had to do. And I found that's a 16-inch tall kerosene heater, but it's made for the purpose of cooking on it. But again, I put that in the previous video. I'm going to put the same video in the comment section here so y'all can see the actual heater, how it's set up. But anyway, I mean how it's originally made. But let me show y'all. The heater kind of flimsy itself though. I put screws in it here to tighten it up because everything was real loose. And if you took the top off, all of this right here, this whole section became real weak. You know what I'm saying? So once I put the metal screws in all four of the junctions, that tightened everything up. Put the top on, boom. Put everything on the inside, did what I did. See, I ran that wire. I got a piece of wire running into the pipe on the inside from this side and from the other side. That's to keep it stable so it ain't shifting around. But the actual fiberglass keeps it from moving. But you still want to have some kind of extra. So that's why I put the wire on there to keep it stable so it ain't up in there shifting around when we using it. As y'all can see the bottom. See the redness down at the bottom, around the sides. So that's the kid still, it's still hot. But anyway, so that's what it is, brothers and sisters. I found that on Amazon. Again, I'm gonna put the information in regards to that in the comment section. Shalom. And again, don't be too spread out. Figure out what's the at the most, what's the 4 main things you need to function, and then roll with it like that. But I'm also going to do another video on toilet systems, because knowledge is power. Shalom.